we need to know who is the best fighter in the world. So both guys is best fighters now. So I will be happy to watch that fight.
How do you feel like that goes down? Like what? I know you're training non-stop. You haven't stopped.
I'm just going there, take him down, and just TKO him with my elbows and stop that fight.
First round, second round?
First round.
Nice.
After capturing the middleweight title, Khamzat Chimaev expressed his interest in seeing a showdown between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria in 2025. Chimaev said it's a matchup that needs to happen, calling it a perfect fight for both athletes. He highlighted Arman's relentless wrestling and Ilia's precise striking, saying fans deserve to find out who truly stands as the best in the world. As a friend of both men, Chimaev admitted he'd be thrilled to watch them put their skills to the test inside the octagon.
We know you're kind of friends with Ilia too, and you know you're friends with Arman. Do you see them fighting this year?
I hope so. It's a good fight for the both guys. So fighting is, we need to know who is the best fighter in the world. So both guys is best fighters now. So I will be happy to watch that fight. Yeah, it's a crazy fight. Arman is good moves. Like, he has a good kick, good wrestling, and the other guy has a good jiu-jitsu, a good puncher, you know. So it would be cool to watch that fight.
On the flip side, Paddy Pimblett had a different take in his UFC 319 reaction. He suggested that Arman Tsarukyan was mainly seeking attention after Khamzat Chimaev's title victory. Paddy joked that Arman seemed more focused on staying in front of the cameras than chasing a real opportunity, saying the fight itself wasn't close at all, calling it a dominant, one-sided performance for Khamzat. Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan opened up about his growing friendship with Chimaev. He shared that over the past year, their bond has strengthened as they've pushed each other in training, supporting one another both inside and outside the gym. Arman expressed genuine happiness for Khamzat's success, saying he deserves the belt not only because of his relentless work ethic and talent, but also because of the kind of person he is.
When did the relationship with you and Khamzat become so unique? You guys are like brothers. I saw you every sparring you stay, every morning session you're there, you're helping him. When did the relationship with you and him become so close?
I think it's already 1 year, like when we became a good friends and help each other. So whatever I need, he helped me. Whatever he needs, I help him. I want to see him champion, and I'm so excited and can't wait because I know how hard he's been working for that, and he really deserved that because he's not just good fighter, he's a good person.
At the same time, Paddy Pimblett didn't hold back on the lightweight division. He poked fun at Arman Tsarukyan for putting money on the table to push for a fight, saying it came across as desperate. Pimblett also called out Ilia Topuria, noting that while the rankings might not fully back the matchup yet, it's still the fight he wants. On top of that, he took a shot at Dan Hooker, claiming that some of Hooker's recent comments cost him respect and dismissing him in his usual blunt style.
All I kept getting asked this weekend was who are you fighting, when are you fighting Ilia, when are you fighting Ilia? I have no idea. Hopefully it is going to be me versus the Chirito next, and I think that's what all the Americans want, because every American I bump into keeps saying when are you going to smash that sausage's head in. I'm hoping that gets sorted, but I understand that I am at rank 9 or something, so other people probably are more deserving, but Posh Boy definitely isn't. Little rich boy Arman, showing how desperate he is, offering him £1 million to fight him. Spoiled rich baby, trying to pay the way out of things. That's why he quit when he was making weight in a bath like a little bitch. Arman's irrelevant, no one cares about him. As I always say, I've got nothing but respect for Justin, but I keep seeing in interviews him saying he doesn't want to fight me. I think the only fighter makes me and Ilia. Seen Dan Hooker talking shit the other day as well. I used to like Dan Hooker, now you can eat shit.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan has kept up his push for a title opportunity, pointing out what he sees as key differences between his striking and Ilia Topuria's. According to Arman, Ilia relies heavily on his boxing, while he brings a more complete arsenal that includes kicks, elbows, and knees. Confident in his all-around skill set, Tsarukyan declared that the championship is already within his reach and vowed to prove to the division that is operating on another level.
They gotta give me this fight because I'm the next UFC champion. It's my belt.
Everybody talks about Ilia striking. Everybody says that Ilia is something they've never seen before. But I feel you're the same way. You have striking, you have ground game, you have wrestling, you have kicking, you have everything it takes to out-counter everything Ilia throws at you. Do you think Ilia is as special as everybody says he is?
He has just one special thing. It's a boxing. That's all. It's not boxing. It's MMA. And even the striking, I'm better than him for sure, because my kicks, my elbows, my knees work all those, and he does just good boxing. And they can wrestle as well. So I just can't wait, to show everybody like what's my level, because I've been improving myself every day.
Arman Tsarukyan has doubled down on his campaign for a title shot, openly challenging Ilia Topuria to turn his words into action. To prove his confidence, Tsarukyan even offered to bet $500,000 on himself, making it clear he truly believes he can dethrone the champion. He explained that this wasn't about trash talk, but about showing faith in his own abilities, stressing that the only way to settle the argument is by stepping inside the octagon and fighting it out.
So no big bets from your own pockets?
No, I can put the bets. I can put like a $500,000 if he beat me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that.
Okay, so he's willing to make handshake bet.
If he wants to make that, so I'm down, and we can shake hand, fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000.
Arman Tsarukyan also raised questions about Ilia Topuria's ability to compete with the very best in the division. He argued that Ilia relies too much on his boxing and hasn't yet displayed the versatility required at the elite level. By comparison, Arman pointed to his own balanced approach, combining wrestling, grappling, and varied striking, and claimed that his all-around skill set makes him the more complete fighter.
What do you see the holes in Ilia's game? Because Ilia looks like most people, if you're just watching him now, you think he's a striker, but he came into MMA as a grappler. But what are the holes you see in his game? I'm curious.
I mean, he's a good striker. Not good striker, he's a good boxer. But I feel like myself, I'm a better like MMA fighter than him, because I have I'm more skilled than him. I got good kicks, knees, like wrestling, setup, boxing with wrestling against the cage, grappling, everything. He has just good boxing, and that's all.
Arman Tsarukyan also outlined how he would game plan for a showdown with Ilia Topuria. Rather than standing toe-to-toe in a striking battle, Arman explained that his strategy would be to push a relentless pace and drag Topuria into grueling grappling exchanges. He argued that Ilia tends to fade in scrambles and struggles to maintain his energy over time, and by disrupting his rhythm early, those weaknesses would become clear. For Arman, the smartest route wasn't to trade shots, but to wear Ilia down with a grinding style from the very beginning.
I feel like you gotta just keep pressure him, take him down, make him tired, because he gets out so fast with the wrestling. If you're just gonna stay and try to box him, it's not gonna work it, because it's his pace, and you gotta break it, you gotta make him tired. Like if you watch like fights where he wrestled, he got tired and so fast, and that's why we gotta make that scramble.
Ilia Topuria, however, brushed off the idea of defending his belt against Arman Tsarukyan. He argued that Tsarukyan hasn't done enough to earn a title shot, and even questioned whether Arman could consistently make it to fight night. Topuria was firm in his stance, saying he had no interest in that matchup, going so far as to claim he'd rather vacate the title than defend it against Tsarukyan.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not on my back, bro. I don't care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot, because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
Meanwhile, several UFC analysts pushed back on Ilia Topuria's comments. Michael Bisping and Paul Felder both expressed disappointment at the idea of Topuria dismissing a fight with Arman Tsarukyan. Bisping, who praised Ilia as a respectful and highly skilled fighter, questioned why he would step away after initially agreeing to the matchup. Felder was more blunt, criticizing champions who prioritize only big money fights. In his view, Topuria is already a star attraction and has no reason to avoid dangerous contenders like Tsarukyan.
Why say that you would relinquish the belt? I'm the biggest fan of Ilia, right? I love how he carries himself. Every interaction I've had, he's so respectful. He's obviously a monster inside the octagon. He's technically brilliant. He's a class act. He's awesome. He's awesome. But why is he saying that? I think he's just saying it to get under his skin. But do you think he actually... I mean, he said he would. And we got to hold him to his word.
Yeah, you can only take him at his word at this point. But I hate it. I saw that and I was like, come on, man. Here we go. Here we go again. Now you got a champion who's just looking for the biggest thing. And it's like, look, the UFC is not going to try to put you in a position that's not going to be a big thing. And I think you're getting into a position, Ilia, where you are the thing. They don't need the other guy to necessarily be the thing. You're the guy that people want to see. So you could be fighting some kid they pull off the damn street and people would tune.
Paul Felder also voiced his frustration over Ilia Topuria dismissing a fight with Arman Tsarukyan. He criticized the growing trend of champions avoiding legitimate contenders in favor of easier opportunities. Felder argued that if Topuria genuinely believes Tsarukyan isn't on his level, the only real way to prove it is by stepping into the cage and settling it head-to-head.
I mean, the guy's the number one contender, and to say that you would rather relinquish the belt than fight him is... Come on, man. We're getting a little carried away, and we've talked about this before, where these guys in this generation of fighters, when they get to this top position now, are so willing to jump around weight classes and try to deny fighting guys. It's like, that's not how it works, man. If the guy's number one and the UFC says, this is the guy, you're the champ, you're holding that belt, that's who you fight. I mean, it's just...
I agree.
If you're the best... and he's not on your level and all this kind of stuff, then prove it. Just go out there and prove it. I hate that.
Dan Hooker also weighed in, noting that many fighters in the lightweight division appear hesitant to step in against Arman Tsarukyan. He stressed that it's nothing personal, but simply because Tsarukyan is one of the toughest matchups out there. Hooker explained that while opponents often give public excuses, the reality is Arman's style can make even top contenders look bad once the cage door shuts.
He is a very good fighter, and now all those big name guys they've got a good excuse to not fight him, you know, like Ilia said he's not going to fight him. The UFC says that he needs one more. That's always the fight I want, and not because he's a prick and I hate him, but because I genuinely think that he's the hardest fight, and all those big name guys have like an excuse to not fight him, because I think he is the best at winning fights. Like, he's not necessarily the most dangerous fighter. Like, Oliver is very dangerous. Gage is very dangerous. I think he's the best at winning fights. And so a lot of these guys have a justifiable reason to avoid fighting.
Dan Hooker also shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett. He admitted it might not be the most competitive fight in terms of skill, but from a business perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Hooker explained that facing Paddy would bring Topuria a bigger payday with far less risk compared to dangerous challengers like Arman Tsarukyan or Justin Gaethje. In his view, if Ilia is thinking strategically, he'll chase the fight that offers the highest reward with the least amount of danger.
The funny thing is they might actually do Paddy, which is like an absolute piss take, where he fights Chandler and then gets the title shot. Is like an absolute piss take. But who cares at the end of the day? Like, he's not going to hold the belt for very long. Like, and also, if you're in Ilia's shoes, like, logically he should be fighting Arman, but he's not going to, because Arman's a really tough fighter. And if I'm sitting there with the title and I'm getting pay-per-view points and I have to fight Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy Pimblett, well, I would take the hardest guy. But if you're smart, all right, you take Paddy Pimblett. You're going to get the most money because there's a lot of animosity. You're going to get the most money and the worst fighter. So it's like a win-win situation for Ilia.
Kamaru Usman also criticized the idea of Paddy Pimblett jumping the line for a title shot ahead of established contenders. He argued that it would be disrespectful to fighters like Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Mateusz Gamrot, and Beneil Dariush, all of whom have far stronger resumes. Usman acknowledged that Paddy has taken care of the opponents placed in front of him, but emphasized that title opportunities should be reserved for those who have truly earned them.
it's not Paddy's fault. Paddy has done a great job with the opposition he's been given to even put himself in this conversation. Paddy's done a phenomenal job. But if we're looking at the lightweight rankings, we've got Ilia Topuria, and I'm assuming next you've got Arman Tsarukyan. It makes sense. If you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, I don't know why Islam is still there, but if you're not going to do a Arman Tsarukyan, or you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, then, like, yes, you've got Dan Hooker there. You've got Mateus Gamrot. You've got all these Beneil Dariush there in front of Paddy Pimblett. So to skip all of these guys to just give him a title shot, that kind of spits in the face of the merit of the best fights the next best guy.
Daniel Cormier also threw his support behind Arman Tsarukyan as the obvious choice for the next lightweight title shot. He dismissed talk of names like Paddy Pimblett or even Justin Gaethje cutting the line, pointing out that Tsarukyan has already taken out top-level opponents and proven himself among the division's elite. In Cormier's view, Arman is the fighter who has put in the hard work, built the resume, and truly earned the chance to compete for gold.